Good morning, second graders. Today is Thursday, April 30th, the last day of April. Wow, this month went fast. By now, most of you have heard that the governor extended distance learning for 4 more weeks. So I'm very sad about that. I was really hoping that we would be able to come back to school, but he made that choice in order to keep us all safe and healthy. So we will have 4 more weeks of learning at home with distance learning. We are just going to make the best of those 4 weeks, and we are going to do just like we've been doing. You've been doing such a great job the rest of the time for distance learning, and I know you will continue to do that for these next 4 weeks. So, one of the things that I need to share with you is that your parents will need to come for the 3rd and final distance learning material pickup. And that day will be on Monday, May 4th. So it's going to be from 11 o'clock until 3:30 on Monday, May 4th. And that's when they're going to come and get the rest of your things. So all of your desk items, your locker items, as well as your distance learning materials for the next 4 weeks. We have gathered all of that stuff for you. And so when your parents come on that day, they're going to drive up just like they did before. It's kind of a curbside pickup. And this time, instead of having everybody come to the front of the school, we're going to separate it by grades. So 1st and 2nd grade, and you're 2nd grade, so they're going to want to come on 1st Avenue. And that's the south side of Nevlin. And it's by where the teachers park in the parking lot, that street right there. So they need to pull up there. And what's going to happen is they are going to call the office when they get there, 460-1600. And then they're going to tell the person who answers the phone your name and what grade you're in. And then they're going to call up to one of us, and we are going to bring your things downstairs out to the car. So that's how that's going to work for the pickup. And it's Monday, May 4th from 11 to 3:30. And 2nd grade picks up on the south side on 1st Avenue. So hopefully, if your parents aren't watching this with you, you can share that information or show them my video when they have a chance to watch it. Now, because of that, our matrix needs to be adjusted a little bit. So you are not going to be having school tomorrow, May 1st, or Monday, May 4th. The governor has said that those days are days that the teachers need to get ready for the next 4 weeks of distance learning. So you get 2 days off. Yay, a long weekend. And then on Tuesday, you'll be ready to start up again with your distance learning. So that means there won't be a video tomorrow for you to watch, or there won't be a video on Monday for you to watch either. Okay, and then we have to adjust our matrix a little bit, so I'm going to talk to you about that, and then we will be ready to start our learning. So our matrix today talks about, on Thursday, to do page 11 in your reading packet, and you will need to reread to find the animal facts and look for bold black words to help you. Have fun watching for those facts. Okay, so that was today's learning. And then tomorrow's learning, you were going to design a cover. And I'm going to show you that in your packet. So first of all is today's, page 11. And what you have to do is you have to look up in your Magic Treehouse book information and facts about each one of these animals. And if you remember, in your book, there was bold face words from the book, and it gave you facts about the different animals. So look on this kind of facts right here. That kind of print will show you where you need to find your answers. And so what you're doing, we even gave you an example right here. Elephants. We wrote 3 facts. Elephants are the largest land animal. Elephants use their trunks in many ways. And predators of elephants are lions and hyenas. Now, you can write that many facts if you want, but really we're asking you just to find one fact for each animal. And then there's an activity on Seesaw that you can do that will upload your work so that I can see if you got it all right. So that's today's, okay? And then tomorrow, you were supposed to do this page, which was to design another cover for lions at lunchtime. And that was going to be a fun one for you to do. So what I would like for you to do is we're going to actually do our math all together today. And so that'll give you a little extra time so that you can finish up your cover. Because technically tomorrow you don't have school, but today you're going to do tomorrow's assignment today because we're going to get our math done together, and that'll free up some time for you to do this too. So in your reading today, I'd like you to do page 11 and to design a cover. And those activities are on Seesaw for you to upload and show me your work. Okay, so that takes care of reading. Okay, you're going to need your book because you're going to have to go find those bold places that are out of his Africa book to help you answer about these African animals. Okay, so that's how we're going to do reading. And so for math, it talks about doing lesson 8. And instead of splitting lesson 8 into 2 days, like we've been doing in the past, we're going to do the whole thing today, but guess what? We are going to do it together. So go ahead and grab your math packet and a pencil, and we will get this done all together today so that tomorrow and Monday, you don't have to do any schoolwork. All right? So I'm going to put the math under the camera so that we can correct yesterday's and get all of today's and tomorrow's done right while you watch the video. We'll do it together just like we do at school. All right, let's correct yesterday's assignment. Remember, we were talking about line plots. And remember, a line plot is a way to collect data regarding numbers. Okay, so right here, they want to know how many brothers you have in your family. If you have 0 brothers, 3 students picked that. They had 0 brothers. So you go above the 0 and you make 3 X's. Remember, each X stands for 1 vote. Just like in your tally, a tally mark stands for 1 vote. So if there are 3 tally marks here, you need 3 X's above 0 here so that they match. All right? So this is what your tally chart converting into a line plot should look like. 3 here, 4 here, 3 and 1. Just like 3, 4, 3, 1 above the correct numbers. And number 4, here's your cousins. So that's what your line plot should look like here. And number 5, that's what it should look like for number 5. So check your papers and see if yours looks like mine. If not, fix your mistakes. And we will keep going on the back. And this time, we're doing the brain builders. And it said, Eli asked 10 classmates how many glasses of water they drink each day. 2 people said 1, 3 people said 0, 3 people said 4, everyone else said 6. So they were asking 10 people, so you should have 10 X's on your line plot. Remember, that's how Mrs. Lunning caught her mistake yesterday, right? When I counted to make sure I had enough votes on there, and I didn't, so I caught my mistake. So hopefully today I didn't make a mistake. 2 people said 1, so here's 2 X's above number 1. 3 people said 0, so above 0 you needed 3 votes because 3 people said they drank 0 glasses of water. And 3 people said 4. So here's my 3 X's above 4 glasses of water. And everyone else said 6. So if this one was 2 people plus 3 people, that's 5 people. Plus 3 more, 5 plus 3 is 8. And there was 10 people that were asked. So you put 8 in your head and count 8, 9, 10. All right, so 2 more people. It said everyone else said 6. So you should have hopefully put 2 X's above 6. Okay? That was kind of tricky. All right, number 7. Sydney asked 15 friends how many times they exercise each week. The same number of people said 1 time and 3 times. And that's the part that we have to figure out. Okay, that was the hard part. 5 people said 2 times. Okay, so right away, you go on number 2 and you make 5 X's because 5 people said that they exercised 2 times each week. 4 people said 4 times. So here's 4 X's above 4 times a week. Now, you knew that 5 plus 4 was 9. 15 people were asked. 9 already gave you their answer. So that meant 6 people were left. So how do you split 6 into 2 equal numbers? And hopefully you know that that's 3 plus 3, because 3 plus 3 equals 6. So that means this is the part you're figuring out. The same number of people said 1 time and 3 times. So you should have put 3 above 1, and you should have put 3 x's above 3, because 3 plus 3 gave you the 6 other people that needed to vote. And at the bottom, can you use a line plot to show data about favorite color? Hopefully you said no, because we learned that a line plot is only about data to show how often numbers occur in your data. Okay, if you look at every line plot, it's all about numbers. How many times they exercised each week, how many glasses of water they drink each day, how many people had brothers, how many people had cousins, how many people had aunts. All of those were about numbers. So line plots aren't going to tell you anything about your favorite color or your favorite pet or fruits and vegetables. A line plot is only data that shows how often numbers occur. So hopefully you did something along that. Line plots are kind of tricky, aren't they? Okay, lesson 8 we are ready for today. We're doing the whole thing today so that you can have a wonderful long weekend without any schoolwork to do. So, analyzing line plots. Just like always, we ask our essential question. How can I record and analyze data? And you know that we've done tally charts, we've done picture graphs, we've done bar graphs, and now we've done line plots. So those are 4 different ways that we can record and analyze data. So our Math in Our World page, you should be on page 573. Hopefully you have the right page, and hopefully you have a pencil so that we can do the work right together on the video. And then we can get our math done. So at the bottom it says, ask 10 people how many times they eat dessert each week. Use the data to make a line plot and answer the question. All right, so just like before, I'm going to choose 10 of you from our class, and I'm just going to tell you how many times a week you eat dessert. I could be totally wrong, but that's okay. That's not the point. The point is we're just learning how to record data on a line plot. So I like the question, how many times each week do we eat dessert? I'd probably pick 10, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about students in our class. So here we go. All right, I'm going to start with Hayden, and I'm going to say that she likes to eat dessert 7 times each week. She's like me. She likes desserts, right, Hayden? Pearl, I'm going to say, likes it 6 times each week. And remember, you just put a small x so that it doesn't get too big and it doesn't go into the other numbers. Adam, I'm going to say you like dessert 4 times a week. Jaden, I'm going to say you don't really like dessert. So I'm going to say you like it once a week. So far we've had 4 students choosing how many times a week they like dessert. So 4 votes so far. Malachi, I'm going to say that you like it 5 times a week. Sarahi, I'm going to say that you like it 5 times a week too, just like Malachi. And Ivan, guess what? You like it 5 times a week too. Oliver, you don't want to be left out. You want to do 5 times a week like everybody else. And Addison, I'm going to say you like it 3 times a week. And Kaylee, you like it 3 times a week as well. Okay, so this is my line plot. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 X's, which is correct because 10 people were asked that question. So now we can look at our line plot and we can see which one do most people eat dessert. How many times a week do most people eat dessert? And if you look at the line plot, which number has the most X's? And it's 5. So we're going to write 5 right here. So go ahead. I hope you were marking your X's when I did, and I hope you were writing your answer when I did too. We can also ask how many were there that didn't like dessert at all. Okay, and so that would be 0 people here. Nobody ate it 8 times a week or 9 times a week or 10 times a week or even 2 times a week. And that's okay. If nobody voted for that, you just leave it blank. Okay, good job. All right, on the back, at the top, it says, you can use data from a line plot to answer questions. This line plot shows the number of students in each class at a school. So once again, it has to do with numbers. So number of students, there's your title, and here's the numbers. And we didn't start with 0 this time because if you have students in a classroom, it's never going to be 0, right? So we started with 15 and it goes up to 25. And it shows you that 3 classes have 20 students, and 4 classes have 21 students, and 1 class has 22 students. Now, it says how many students are in most of the classes. So, which number has the most number of X's on it? And that's 21. And they already kind of showed you that, didn't they? All right, so now we're going to look at this line plot, and it's called number of hats. So we have 0 hats, 1 hat, 2 hats, 3 hats, 4 hats, or 5 hats. So it says in number 1, how many students have 2 hats? So look above 2, count it up, and hopefully you knew that it was 6. How many students have just 1 hat? So look under the 1, count your X's. 3. Good. And go ahead and write it down, even if you don't have to wait for me if you know the answer. How many students have 3 hats? And we look over here, and you should have put 4. And the last one on this side, how many students have more than 2 hats? Okay, now there's 3 hats, 4 hats, and 5 hats. So the way we figure that out is we count the X's, because it has to be more than 2, so you can't count 2. It has to be bigger than 2, more than 2. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 students have more than 2 hats. And then the talk map says, how are line plots the same or different than bar graphs or picture graphs? And hopefully you know that they're the same because they all show data. And data means information. So hopefully that you know that all of those graphs are a way to show data. Okay? But they're different because line plots talks only about numbers. Okay? They use X's to show data, and it's about numbers. And bar graphs show bars to show the information, and picture graphs show pictures. So line plots show the little X's, bar graphs show the bars, and picture graphs use pictures. And that's how they all show data. All right, good job. Now, we're ready for our independent practice page. Remember, this is the page you were supposed to do on Friday, but we're just going to get her done today so that you don't have to worry about anything else for the next 4 days. So this line plot is about number of vegetables. So once again, we're going to answer our questions. I hope you're doing this with me so that you can be all done. Number 5, which number has the most X's? Okay, well, that's pretty easy, isn't it? I hope you all said 4. How many students like 4 vegetables? Now wait for just a second. See if you can figure it out and write it down. And you should have put 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next one, which number has the fewest X's? Okay, that's pretty easy. Ta-da, you should have put 0. And number 8, how many students like 2 vegetables? Look under 2. And how many students like 2? There are 3 X's, so 3 is your answer. How many students were surveyed in all? How do you think you're going to find that answer? Hopefully you know that that is where you count all of the X's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Maybe you already found that before I even counted. Some of you are pretty quick counters. Number 10, how many students like more than 1 vegetable? So again, just like on the other page, more than one means either 2, 3, 4, or 5. So we don't count 1 or 0, so we can cover those up even. And we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So hopefully you got 19. And number 11, how many students do not like vegetables? I guess that would be the one that's a 0. So how many X's were there? 1. Okay, see, pretty easy. We're almost done. We have one side left. All right, number 12, finish the line plot for Ashley. She needs to show that 3 friends each have 2 toy bears. Okay, so you're going to go to number 2. That means there's number of toy bears.
I'm not sure.
Number 2. Oh, my Alexa thought I was talking to her. Did you hear that? Funny. So number 2, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And that shows that 3 friends each have 2 bears. So go ahead and make your X's above number 2. Good. All right, brain builders. Number 13. 23 students created this line plot to show how many fruits each student likes. 6 students like the same number of fruit. How many fruits does each of those 6 students like? Okay, so we're going to look at this. 6 students like the same number of fruit. How many fruits does each of those 6 students like? So which one has 6? Which one has 6 people? Does this one? Nope. This one? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ding, ding, ding. So your answer is 4. And the right math. Colton looks at the line plot above and says one student likes 3 fruits. Tell why he is wrong and make it right. Oh. Now he mixed something around, didn't he? Okay, so look at number 1 where it says there are 3 X's. He thought it meant the student liked 3 different kinds of fruit, but that's not right, is it? What it means is 3 people like 1 fruit. So that's what we're going to write. 3 people like 1 fruit. Okay, so he mixed it around, didn't he? But if there's 3 X's above number 1, those X's each stand for a vote. So that means 3 people like 1 fruit. Okay, good job. We are done with our math. Yay! So you did a great job. These line plots can be tricky, but you are doing well. I love it. So have a fabulous, fabulous 4-day weekend, and we will see you back on Tuesday for our morning video, and we will do more learning together. Have a wonderful weekend, 2nd grade. Bye.